This was known as the Dark Time, when living nightmares haunted the lands. With the falling of the sun, unearthly cries undulated from hidden caves as devils stalked out of their shadowy nests to feast upon beast and man alike. They were the Mercridia, and they were slowly hunting humanity into extinction. 2 human settlements were all that remained in the known world: the splendid city of Lankarfen and the humble territories of Gaur. Lankarfen was the seat of the Cathbruig Empire, and its towering walls, built in the Age of Reason, were too fortified for even the Mercridia to scale. The lands of Gaur, though, were a different matter. The clansmen of Gaur were hardy people who worked a hostile and unforgiving land at the edge of the world. For hundreds of years, the Mercridian devils made prey of the peoples of Gaur, stalking from the dire marsh to raid their homes and villages. Although many stands were made against the Mercridia, not a single town was saved. The devils were unstoppable. On this day, the Mercridian horde had slaughtered their way to the outskirts of the town of Yürsgrad, the oldest and mightiest town in the territories. During the forenight, unholy wails drifted from the hills outlying the city. Yürsgrad was surrounded. Its doom appeared imminent. Clansmen who could fight gathered the people to the center of the town, making preparations for their last stand, all the while watching the descending sun and waiting for the darkness to bring their doom.
Hello everybody, this is Joy Universe, and welcome to Myth 3 walkthrough, played on the legendary difficulty without casualties. And today we begin by the chapter 1, the defense of Yürsgrad. I do admit this level was some sort hard, as I spent an entire afternoon just to beat this level without casualties. Without further ado, let's get started.
The devils! They're coming!
Anyone who can hold a sword, gather to the shrine! The time for running is over. We must make our stand here.
Alright, let's quickly pause over here. So first, as you can read in the open scenario and the dialogue, in this mission we are playing in a defensive position. We have to defend this sort of shrine-ish structures, and we have to protect these villagers. To be honest, this place is not the ideal defense area. As you can see, enemy can just come from 5 different directions, and also another hard part of about this level is that we don't have any AoEs damaging units. We only have 4 types of units in this level. We have our main hero, Connect, who is really badass, but he cannot take too much damage either, so you have to be careful because he can die. Then we have 8 berserkers or berserks. Those are very good melee units, and we also have 7 Yürsgrad. These units are range units that throw spears, and also we have 3 fighting villagers who are somewhat weak, but hey, we need every single unit we can have, and the rest of the units are just normal villagers. They don't do anything. As you can see, for every unit he has a background story or biography, so you can just read it when you play it. And also for every unit that survives the level, his experience will carry to the next level. And this level, in order to beat this level without casualties, there are 2 things that are very important. First of all, you have to distribute the damage equally, which means that every single unit has to take some sort of damage. You cannot let only your berserkers and your hero to take all the damage, because they will die. So you have to let your villagers and your guard to take some of the damage if necessary. And also another important thing is that you have to pick off isolated enemies quickly in order to outnumber them. Which being said that in Maze 3, if a unit is surrounded by a group of enemy and are getting attacked, he will get stunned. I'm going to show you in just a second. But if you engage a group of enemies with a group of units, the chances of getting stunned are much less. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying, and I'll show you in just 1 second. Okay, let's get started. On the maps, there are 1 villagers on the north side and 4 villagers on the south side. You just quickly gather them towards your shrine. As you can see, the enemy Mercurian troops are approaching. So the first group of Mercurian it's a group of Mercurian warriors. Those units are very tough, and there are 6 of them. Which is not a lot, so I just took them in the most simple way possible. These brownish creatures are Mercurian hunters. They are very weak and they rarely come in large groups, so they never cause any trouble. And there's the second group of Mercurian warriors. There are 9 of them, and they're chasing my 4 isolated warriors. So what you want to do, you want to, I'm just gonna quickly slow it down. You want to gather your horse guard on the high ground, and also get your berserkers close to them, so that these Mercurian creatures, they don't run directly toward your guard. And as you can see, if a unit is getting too low, you have to select them and let them go in the back row. So let them fall behind, because you know what? Sometimes this can just save their life. And after this, as you can see, there's one single Mercurian hunter trying to sneak in. Just put 2 fighting villagers on the entrance to guide it, and they don't cause any problem, like I said. But they can be a distraction. So if you let all of your troops on one single area, sometimes they can just sneak in and kill your villagers. So they can be annoyance. And there's another suicidal Mercurian hunter. Like I said, they don't really cause any problems. Just use your troops to kill them off.
Move, you fool!
There's another Mercurian hunter trying to sneak in, but I have enough troops to handle it. And after this, there's gonna be a second group of no, actually not second, but third group of Mercurian warriors approaching from the 6 o'clock direction. So what you want to do now, I'm gonna quickly accelerate the game speed a little bit. What you want to do is gather your horse guard on this high ground, and select all your berserkers and your heroes to guard this entrance. So here I quickly pick up this isolated Mercurian warrior. As you can see, when you are attacking them with a lot of units at the same time, this creature will just get stunned. He will not retaliate. That's why you want to pick up isolated group of enemies. Here I let another Mercurian towards my horse guard so that they can take a little bit of damage as well. Alright, now the next part is kind of tricky. The fourth group of Mercurian warrior is gonna approach from the 12 o'clock direction. And at this point, as you can see, I have 3 Yürsgrad that are very low on health. They are 1 or 2 hits away from dying. And I have maybe 2 Berserker that are very low on health as well. And my main hero, Connect, is also very low. I cannot really engage those creatures in the normal way, so I cannot really just let them come to me and fight them, because I will take casualties. So what I did here, I use a little trick. I use 1 barbarian, and I just go out and try to lure them. As you can see, I saw the Mercurian patrol. They're gonna come, they're gonna come from this direction. So you want to attract their attention, let them come after you, and we're gonna lure them into the fire range of my guards. The key point here is try to not lose your aggro. Sometimes if they lose aggro, they will come towards your guard. So you don't want to get too far with your barbarian, and just lure them in circles and kite them. So I'm just running in circle with those group of enemies. This way your first guard can just take a lot of more shot at this enemy before you engage them with your melee troops. Somewhere, for some reason, there's another suicidal Mercurian hunter. Yeah, I have to say this is a pretty cheap trick, but you know what? This is the only way that I found to engage this 10 Mercurian warrior without casualty. As you can see, now I lost the aggro, but it's okay. With this one I killed 3 Mercurian warriors, and I injured a lot of them before I engaged them with my melee units. And sadly, there's another group of Mercurian warrior approach from the 12 o'clock direction. There are, let me see, 7 of them. I didn't see them actually, and I was too busy fighting this group of enemies. And to be honest, at this point of the game, when I played it, I was very surprised and didn't know what to do. I thought I would lose this game for sure, because as you can see, my troops are way out of position and they're chasing my villagers. But somehow it turned out that wasn't the case. So I quickly gathered my villagers and let them run outside of the shrine, so avoid being killed. And I gathered my berserkers, try to fight these Mercurian warriors.
Shame to me.
And as you can see, these Mercurian warriors, they're just pacing around. They don't really engage my troops at all. And just like that, I won the game. Those Mercurian warriors, they just turn around and flee. Okay, now let's take a look at the post-game stats.
Against all hope, the Mercurian horde was routed. For the first time in hundreds of years, humanity had stood toe-to-toe against the devils and defeated them.